Weak point. Neck.
The harpoon flies true, its tip burying into the glowing mark. But instead of collapsing, the beast convulses. Its flesh rips apart. A second head erupts from the wound, jaws gaping. A survivor's scream is cut short as he's dragged beneath the churning waters.
Number. The marker was right there. My sight has never been wrong before. Why now?
You pointed there. My son took the shot based on your word. Now he's dead. Your eyes are a curse.
I saw the weak point as clearly as I see you now. Something changed. The beast must have mutated.
Enough. Kaede's sight has saved us more times than I can count. If the beast evolved mid-battle, that's not his fault.
Not his fault. He told us where to strike. If his eyes can't be trusted, then none of us are safe while he's here.
Are my eyes a threat now? Is the data wrong, or am I?
The sea offers no answer. Only the weight of accusing eyes and the silence of a grave. Weeks earlier, the first beast surfaced. Kaede's eyes ignited with data no one else could see. He screamed a single word, and they trusted him.
That day, the marker didn't lie. I pointed, and the creature died. Now my finger feels like a gun that backfired. Neck. Strike the neck.
The harpoon struck true. The beast crumpled, ichor spraying like a black fountain. Cheers erupted, the first scrap of hope in a drowned world, but that memory has become a ghost. Now, in the flotilla's shadowed corners, Kaede sits alone. The sea whispers accusations.
Kaede, I've watched you carry this alone, but you don't have to. Let me help you understand what's happening.
Why would you trust my eyes? I pointed, and Elder Fumi's son is dead because of it.
Because I see the terror in your eyes, not malice. You're as scared as the rest of us. And right now, fear needs an answer.
What are you suggesting? That I keep playing spotter while people die on my word?
I have access to old records, transmission logs. Together, we can find the source of your sight. No more blind faith, just truth.
Before Mana could respond, a sharp laugh cut through the tension. Spotter Yuki swaggered forward, the lenses of his modded goggles reflecting a false red glow.
I don't need your cursed eyes, Kaede. These goggles give me the same sight. I'll prove it, and when I do, the flotilla will see who the real spotter is.
That's not possible. The data isn't something you can replicate with hardware. Yuki, stop. If you call the wrong mark, people will die.
The argument was swallowed by a roar. Another beast breached the surface, a spine-ridged monstrosity, bearing down on the flotilla.
There, the mark on its dorsal fin. I see it. Harpoon now. Take the shot.
The harpoon struck where Yuki pointed. But the beast didn't flinch. Its spines shot outward, impaling the nearest raft. Screams tore through the air.
Kaede, if you can still see, please, don't let more innocent people die.
Under the third armor plate. Now, strike there.
The harpoon found its mark this time. The beast shrieked and collapsed, its body turning to black foam. But 4 more survivors were lost, victims of Yuki's false sight.
You made me look like a fool, Kaede. You could have told me the truth, but you wanted me to fail. This is your fault.
Kaede, look at me. If we transmit your sight data to every flotilla, we save hundreds, not just this raft. It's the only way to prove your gift isn't poison.
But what if the data is flawed? What if I broadcast a lie and cause a massacre on a flotilla I can't even see?
We'll test it on a single flotilla first. One chance to prove your eyes still serve humanity. Don't waste it, Kaede.
The transmission crackled to life. 20 kilometers away, a flotilla followed Kaede's marker and brought down a beast without losing a single soul. Hope, for a moment, rekindled. 3 days. Over 300 lives saved. The flotilla whispered his name with something close to reverence again. But Kaede couldn't shake the weight in his chest.
You think you're a hero? Look at this. Every weak point you've broadcast, every single one, is followed by more beasts. You're not a savior. You're a beacon. The attacks are worsening, and they all happen where you point. My son died first. Who will be next because of your cursed eyes?
Elder, calm yourself. Correlation doesn't prove causation. We don't execute scouts based on patterns we don't understand.
Understanding. My son didn't need understanding. He needed a spotter who didn't lead monsters to our door. How many more graves before you admit the truth?
Maybe she's right. Every call I make. Maybe I'm just ringing the dinner bell. Mana, I can't keep pretending this isn't a trap.
Alone in a cramped storage room, Kaede spread out every navigation chart, the flotilla possessed. His hand trembled as he connected each weak point sighting with a dark line.
Every call. It's a breadcrumb trail, not random, directed, leading us somewhere.
The pattern emerged a spiral, dragging the flotilla toward deeper, more dangerous waters. And at the center, a blank space where his sight refused to project data.
You found something. This is why the attacks are worsening. We're being herded.
It's a leash. My gift isn't helping us survive. It's moving us like pieces on a board.
Then, we need to find what's in that blind spot. If your sight won't show it, we go ourselves.
That's suicide. We don't know what's there. It could be the source of the apocalypse.
Then it's the only way to stop it. Kaede, this is what we were looking for.
If I go, I am abandoning the flotilla. Without me, they'll die.
But the maps don't lie. The only path to the truth is through the one place his eyes refuse to see. They resolve. Tonight, they slip away. Before they could cast off, the flotilla's sirens wailed. Another beast, larger than any before, rose from the depths, its shadow swallowing the moonlight.
Not now. Kaede, we were so close. Our window is closing. We can't let this trap us here.
A weak point blooms on its flank. But if I call it, I feed the pattern. If I don't, people die now.
He lowered his hand. The harpoon teams waited for a command that never came. The beast smashed a raft to splinters.
Kae, for heaven's sake, point. People are drowning.
Right eye socket. Now. Too late. It's already turning.
Capsized rafts, floating bodies. The flotilla survived, but at a cost that could have been avoided. And Captain Ryu had seen everything.
You held back. I watched you. You saw the mark and you said nothing. People are dead because you chose silence.
Captain, the sightings are a trap. If I keep following them, we're all doomed. I swear, I can prove it.
You'll prove nothing. From now on, you are confined to the deck. A guard will be posted. One more hesitation, and I'll consider it sabotage.
Under confinement, Kaede could only wait. But Mana snuck past the guard with an armful of pre-flood records.
Government reports. Survivor interviews. If the answer exists, it's in these files.
If Ryu catches us with classified documents, he'll throw us both overboard.
Buried in a memo from the old world was a report, a structure detected at sea, invisible to radar, registered on seismic arrays.
Coordinates 34.7 degrees Noid, 139.8 degrees E. That's dead center of the blind spot, Kaye.
Where my sight goes blank, the tower is the leash.
A survivor's journal added the final piece. The day the flood came, a black tower rose from the waves.
This is undeniable. The council has to listen.
We present it tomorrow. If they refuse, at least we'll know the truth.
Outside, the sea whispered threats. Inside, Kaede clutched the proof his curse had a master. The council table reeked of mildew and fear. Kaede laid the documents flat, his fingers pressing the coordinates into the wood.
This tower is the source. Every weak point leads us away from it. I am not the cause of the attacks. I am a tool being used to hide the real enemy.
A convenient story to cover your failures. You've been leading us into ambushes for weeks. Now you want us to chase a ghost tower?
I don't need old papers to know the truth. My son is dead, his blood is on your hands, and now you want us to sail into the jaws of hell.
Enough, Kaede. You've given us many victories, but this. We cannot gamble the flotilla on a map and a hunch.
The vote was swift. No hands raised for Kaede. Ryu's voice cracked as he gave the order. Detain him.
I won't let you.
She grabbed the lantern from the table and hurled it at the guards. Oil splashed, fire roared. In the chaos, she seized Kaede's wrist and ran.
They'll brand us traitors now. We've burned every bridge.
Then we make it worth it. The tower is still out there. We end this, no matter what they call us.
The rowboat drifted into a dead zone, where Kaede's eyes flickered violently. Static crawled across his vision like a swarm of burning ants.
The markers, they're shattering. I can't see any weak points, only noise and pain.
Then the sea fell uncannily silent. Beasts that once lunged with jaws wide now circled them slowly, as if waiting for an audience with a king.
You have finally come. The receiver reaches the signal's source. Did you think the gift was yours alone?
Who's there? My head feels like it's splitting. This voice, it's inside me.
Kaede, look at me. What's happening? Stay with me.
It's not my sight. It's a transmission. Something has been feeding me the data. Every weak point, every call.
Every weak point you revealed kept humanity fighting. You were my most efficient beacon. You gave the beasts purpose to feast.
Then, the true enemy isn't the beasts. It's this voice. And it's hiding in the blind spot. We were always right.
The docile creatures parted like a curtain, revealing a dark spire piercing the horizon. The source of his curse, and the hope of ending it, both lay ahead. The sea ahead convulsed into a whirlpool, pulling their boat toward a roaring center. Lightning cracked in the storm above.
You wish to end this? Then come. The entrance lies below, if you have the courage to drown for the truth.
Courage, number, necessity. If this is the door, we kick it down. Kaede, take my hand, we jump together.
Mana, if we don't surface, no one will know. The flotilla dies, thinking I betrayed them.
Then we make damn sure we surface. We'll prove them wrong by surviving. Now, jump, Kaede.
They leapt. The water slammed like concrete, sucking them into a spiraling tunnel of cold and pressure. Kaede's eyes screamed static. At the vortex floor, a stone archway glowed red, embedded in the seafloor. Ancient and pulsing with the same code as Kaede's eye.
The entrance, it's been waiting for me all along.
No more running. Together.
They passed through the threshold. The pressure shifted, and the water vanished. Inside, the air hummed with the whisper of the controller. The chamber ignited with holograms, every sea beast that ever swam, their weak points glowing like a constellation of wounds.
This is every call I ever made. Every death we thought we prevented was already recorded here.
A figure coalesced from static and code, a humanoid silhouette with a single crimson eye.
Welcome, Kaede. I am the architect of your site, the composer of this drowned world. You have played your part exquisitely.
You are the one who sent the beasts. You've been farming us for sport?
Sport is a crude word. I prefer entertainment. Humanity's struggle is the most beautiful drama. Your gift kept the story going.
All those deaths. Elder Fumi's son. They died for a game? I am not your puppet.
The hologram shifted to a live feed of the flotilla, Yuki pointing frantically as beasts massed. The controller's voice dripped with amusement.
Your rebellion has consequences. Without your sight, they will fall. You can still be their hero. Just continue as you were. Embrace the role.
Don't listen, Kaede. He's trying to control you again. We didn't come this far to become his final act.
Return to the flotilla. Continue as their savior, and I will call off the beasts. Refuse, and I erase every last one of them.
Never. I'll tear you apart.
His fist passed through static. The tower's power surged, a gauge on the wall spiking with the conflict.
Physical force is meaningless here. Your only power is the one I gave you, and it keeps this world alive.
Mana's eyes caught a pulsing light deeper in the chamber, a heart of the tower, feeding on every death.
Kae, the tower's power. It's the beast's deaths. Every kill feeds it.
Then, if we stop the core, we stop the beasts. That's the true enemy.
You think destroying it will save them. It will only release chaos. Your flotilla will drown in the backlash.
A chance we have to take, Kaye. We end this together.
They raced deeper into the tower, the controller's static screams chasing them. The core waited. A grate slammed down behind them. Ahead, a nightmare of flesh and steel, a guardian beast, red eyes glaring, tentacles whipping. The controller's final barrier.
My sight, it's completely dead. I can't see the weak points. I am blind in here.
Kaede, listen to my voice. 2 steps left. Now, its arm is swinging right.
He dove, rolling across the metal floor. The air where he stood split with a screech of razor claws.
The vibrations in the floor. I can feel its weight shifting. That's how I'll track it.
It's charging a sonic blast. Jump.
Kaede leaped, using a pipe as a springboard. The blast cratered the floor beneath him.
Now, where is it open?
Under its jaw, just behind the armor. Strike there.
Kaede plunged a sharpened piece of debris upward. The beast shrieked, its body sparking and collapsing. Mana grabbed his arm, pulling him onward. The chamber's heart was a crystalline orb, pulsating with streams of data. Silhouettes of beasts flickered within, every weak point Kaede had ever seen.
Kaede, these cables, they're routed directly into the data stream your eyes receive. If we destroy this, your sight dies with it.
Then I'll be blind. Permanently. It's the only thing that made me useful.
A radio on a nearby console crackled to life. Screams, the roar of beasts, Captain Ryu shouting orders. The flotilla was drowning.
They're being slaughtered, Kaede. Without your sight, they have no direction. We're out of time.
Every life I've saved, every point I called, it led to this. If I end it, I lose the only thing that kept me alive. But if I don't...
I know it's everything. But if you don't act, they die. We came here to end this, not to watch.
What if destroying it doesn't stop the beasts? What if it just blinds me and leaves them defenseless?
Then we face it together. But we can't let fear chain us to his game any longer. Please, Kaede.
The core hummed, drawing power from every distant death. Kaede's eyes, still dark, reflected its red glow. The choice was his alone. A projection filled the chamber. Yuki shouting a wrong weak point, a harpoon missing, a raft splintered. The flotilla's final hour.
Every face I failed. Elder Fumi's son, the rafters, they're dying now because I am hesitating. No more. I won't be his puppet. This tower dies with me.
Driven by a force beyond fear, he threw himself at the core, fingers clawing. The crystal was alive, pulsing against his grip, feeding on the distant screams that filled the radio. Energy erupted, a blinding cascade. The core screamed with the voice of 1,000 beasts. His sight, the red code, the data, every phantom weak point, blazed into white silence.
Kaede, I am right here. Don't let go. End it. End it now.
The tower shuddered, ancient stone cracking. The controller's voice distorted into a roar of static. Darkness replaced the light. The first stone fell, and Kaede's world went blind. The spire groaned, its red veins flickering out. Chunks of black stone sheared away, crashing into the sea as the tower's heart died.
Kaede, put your arm around my shoulder. There's a ledge. 3 steps. Trust my voice and step when I say.
Outside, the sea beasts froze mid-lunge. Like puppets cut from their strings, they sank or scattered into the deep. The flood began to recede. Rooftops emerged. Streets drained. The drowned world was exhaling for the first time in months.
I can't see the sun, but I feel it on my face. The static is gone. Only silence.
The exit is just ahead. I see a raft. We're almost out. Keep moving, Kaede. We're not dying here.
She hauled him onto a battered raft. Just as the tower's base gave way, a wave of foam swallowing the entrance they'd escaped. The tower sank, a gargling groan of metal and stone. The whirlpool that had demanded their dive now closed, leaving only calm water.
I traded my eyes for the world. and I'd do it again.
On the horizon, the flotilla lay still, waiting. Mana began to row, and the blind spotter turned his face toward the warmth. The flotilla spotted them, a tiny raft drifting home. Survivors lined the rails, disbelief giving way to a silence that was heavier than any cheer.
He did it. The boy we condemned, he brought us dawn.
Elder Fumi pushed through the crowd, her pendant clutched so tightly it drew blood. She said nothing, but when the raft drew close, she bowed her head.
Kaede, the captain is saluting you, straight-backed, tears on his face. And Elder Fumi, she's bowing, they know.
Then, I guess I am not a traitor anymore. Just a blind man on a raft who trusted the right person.
Hands reached down to haul them aboard. Survivors who had once called for his blood now steadied his shoulders, murmuring apologies he could only hear.
You gave up your eyes for people who called you a curse. We don't deserve your sacrifice, but we'll build a world that tries to...
They're lowering the banners to half-mast. For the fallen, and for the man who ended the war. You are home, Kaede.
I'll never see their faces again, but I think I can finally feel their trust.
The flood continued to recede. For the first time, the survivors raised their eyes to a horizon not filled with teeth and tentacles, but with sky. The water pulled back like a tide of glass, exposing mud-caked streets and the skeletons of buildings. Silence reigned.
The ground is solid, Kaede. We can walk without fear. Can you feel the earth under your feet?
Strange. I've only known the sway of rafts. This stillness, it's like the world is holding its breath.
By the second day, hammers rang. Survivors pulled salvage from the mud and raised the first walls. Kaede sat on a crate, listening. A saw's bite, a post's thud, the laughter of children unafraid.
Ryu named it Haven's Eye. The symbol is your empty eye, a reminder of what you gave.
A blind man's eye. Ironic, but maybe that's what they need. A reminder that sight isn't always in the eyes.
At dusk, Mana helped him to a rooftop. They sat in silence above the symphony of rebuilding.
When I had the sight, I only saw weak points. Now I hear strength in every voice. I am starting to see something truer.
The controller's shadow lingered in whispers. But Kaede let the quiet wash over him, a peace hard won. A flicker in the silence, a ghost of code pulsed behind Kaede's eyelids. The sight's echo, a scar that refused to heal.
There, that static, like a whisper from a broken radio. The tower's not silent. There's still a signal.
He found Mana on the rooftop. She watched his expression shift and asked no questions, just waited.
Mana, I can feel them. The weak points, they're not data anymore, just echoes. But the tower's influence isn't completely dead.
Then we stay vigilant. You are not alone in this. Haven's Eye will be ready if the darkness tries to return.
In the distance, beneath the waves, a faint red pulse flickered and died. The tower's ruins still breathed. Down in the silt, a single red light blinked, an eye that refused to close. The controller's core shattered but not extinguished.
I won't let that light become a chain again. If it ever rises, I'll be here. Blind, but not helpless.
We'll face it together, Kaede. Whatever comes next, we end the silence on our terms.
The drowned world was healing, and the man who once saw only weakness now saw only hope, a future worth fighting for. Deep in the trench, the shattered spire of the tower emitted a weak red pulse, a heartbeat in the suffocating darkness. The pulse quickened, then slowed, a rhythm that spoke of something not yet extinguished. Waiting, a small sea beast threaded the wreckage, a survivor of the cataclysm. A faint yellow weak point marker flickered on its hide.
That cold static, I feel it. The marker still exists. The system isn't completely dead.
On the surface, the sea remained calm, but over the horizon, a digital blur shimmered, the ghost of a signal.
So the controller left a seed. But we've bought our time. For now.
The beast swam away, the marker fading with distance, its purpose unknown. The red light pulsed once more, a defiant ember against the eternal dark. The world exhaled. Kaede stood on the shore, listening to the tide. Knowing peace was never absolute, beneath the calm, a faint static lingered, a whisper that the game was not yet over. Haven's eye grew sturdy, walls of reclaimed wood, the flag of an empty eye snapping in the salt breeze.
The children leave flowers at the gate every morning. They say it's for the man who gave them the sky.
I can't see the flowers, but I can feel their hope. That's enough.
Children chased each other through the muddy lanes, their laughter a sound Kaede had once feared he'd never hear again.
You are drifting again. What do you hear?
Just the wind, and the faintest echo, like a memory of static. It never leaves.
Then let it echo. We're still here, and that's what matters.
He nodded and let her lead him toward the seawall, where the horizon stretched wide and infinitely patient. For this moment, the world was not a trap. It was a home.
A home worth listening for.
The evening light fell soft on Kaede's face, tracing the lines of his closed eyes. A single tear gathered at the corner of his eye and traced a slow path down his cheek. He made no move to wipe it away. It was not sorrow, it was release. In the quiet, a whisper of static rose from the sea, distant, fading, almost gentle. He tilted his head as if listening to a far-off song only he could remember. The tear dropped from his chin, vanishing into the fabric of his coat. The static crackled once more, then dissolved into the hush of waves. His expression did not change. Peace had settled in the hollow of his breath. Darkness crept in at the edges until only his silhouette remained against the fading light. Then silence. Absolute. A world at rest.